dalawang linggo na wala, hindi na alam kung ano gagawin, pero ito, nakakatuwa, nakabalik tayo rito at makita kayong lahat. At isa na namang episode na punong-puno ng kwentuhan at maraming nangyayari sa mundo ng sports. Actually, kahit tulog kayo mga kaibigan, may nangyayari sa ibang bahagi ng mundo at tatalakayin natin yan tonight. Si Apple Davidon na malapit na maging Athlete of the Year for 2023 po ay pakikilala ang iba natin mga kasama. Apple, hello!
Good evening, Sir Seb. It's good to have you back. Na-miss ka namin dito sa SEAG Live. So, kumpleto na naman yung ating trio. Of course, we still have our resident analyst, our partner here on SEAG Live. Magandang gabi, Tadine Cunito Henson.
Good evening, Apple, at welcome back, Seb Sarmenta. Naku, yes, buo na naman tayo. Our triumvirate is back sa SEAG Live at in this episode, marami po tayong pag-uusapan. Naku, punong-puno na naman. As Seb Sarmenta just said, we're talking about softball, we're going to talk about university or college basketball, we've got racing, we've got 3x3 basketball, plus a few added surprises that will blow your mind.
Nako, simulan na natin to agad-agad. Let's start with giving away of prizes dahil hindi po yan nawawala dito sa SEAG Live. We have our trivia questions kung saan po GCash prizes ang inyong may uuwi. Narito po ang ating mechanics. Unang-una na dyan, dapat po meron kayong follower badge. Kailangan naka-follow po kayo sa ating social media pages. And then, kailangan din may share badge by sharing our episode teaser na nakapin po sa aming profile. And finally, use the hashtag SEAGLive Lunes 8 p.m. kasama ng tamang sagot sa ating trivia question. Now, let's go straight to our first trivia question. Pero ito, remind ko lang yung mga social media pages natin. We have it on TikTok, on Facebook, on Instagram, and on YouTube as well. So, trivia question number 1. Saang city sa Japan ginanap ang Men's Football or Softball Asia Cup 2023? Huwag kayong mag-alala kasi kung hindi nyo alam, yan ang pag-uusapan natin for our first discussion. Dahil po sa ating unang talakayan, makakasama natin sina Coach Sid Abelio at ang RP Blue Boys na sila Justin Rosales at Ian Mercado na nanalo ng bronze medal sa 2023 Men's Softball Asia Cup at nag-qualify rin sa World Cup. Good evening, gentlemen, and welcome sa SEAG Live.
Good evening po.
Good evening po.
Good evening.
Good evening po.
Sige, umpisahan natin kay Coach Sid. Coach Sid, ang Blue Boys at pati ang Blue Girls ay may tradition na world caliber competitors tayo. No? May tradition through the years from the 60s, the 70s. At ano man naging challenges nyo doon sa tournament? Mukhang dalawa lang naman yata ang talo ninyo at yung Hong Kong ay hindi may score ng ni isang run laban sa inyo. Ano mga challenges nyo doon sa tournament na yun?
Yes po, malaking challenge po sa amin yung tournament na yun kasi nga po is ano po siya yung world qualifying siya. So kailangan po nating pumasok ng top 3 para ma-qualify po tayo. At saka ang malaking challenge din po is marami na pong nag-improve na mga bansa like yung India, yung mga player nila, mga bata, at saka very talented players. Saka yung Chinese Taipei, puro young player din. At saka, of course, nandiyan ang Singapore na talagang ang laki po ng improvement. Saka yung Japan, puro mga young player at talented player po ang pinadala po nila. Like po sa atin, ganun din po. Mga young player din po ang sinalang po natin para ma-expose na rin po sila.
Isang second question ko, Coach, ito ba mga player natin ngayon nanggaling din sa baseball? Kasi kadalasan baseball muna, no? Tapos mag-adjust to softball, no? Yun ang tradition ng ating sport na yan. Ganun ba? O from the start, softball na agad ang nilalaro ng ating team?
Ano po, from the start, softball na po talaga sila.
Okay.
Dinidevelop po natin yan. Nirecruit po natin sila mga nag-build po tayo ng 18 under at saka 23 under before yung mga youth. Saka nag-select po tayo doon, which is ito na nga rin po sila na dinidevelop po natin. At so ngayon, unti-unti na po natin in-expose sa mga international competition para mahasa po sila.
Okay. Partners?
Yes, ako kay Justin naman. Justin, with that bronze medal win nga doon sa Softball Asia Cup that was held in Kochi, Japan, nag-qualify kayo sa World Cup. Nag-sink in na ba ito sa'yo? And anong pakiramdam that, you are gonna be representing the country to the World Cup?
Feeling ko po ngayon is masakit na masaya po. Masakit kasi although for how many years na hawak natin yung silver medal sa Asia, ngayon bumaba tayo sa pagiging bronze. And sa masayang part naman po, nabigyan pa rin tayo ng malaking chance na makuha yung bronze medal. And yun po, hindi po tayo na umuwing zero. So masaya pa rin po kami.
Itatanong ko na rin si Ian bago ko ibigay kay Dadine. Ian, doon sa buong competition sa Asia Cup, ano sa tingin mo yung pinaka-struggle? Sabi nga, from holding the silver, nag-bronze tayo. Ano yung pinakamalaking difference maker or pinaka-challenge or struggle na naramdaman o na-experience nyo?
Siguro yun nga po. Yung pinaka-struggle po na face namin is yung puro bago po yung mga players. So yung mga scout po namin ng mga last time, nawala po. Then napalitan ng mga bagong players. Kaya po medyo nangapa kami.
Dean?
Ako naman na magtatanong kay Coach Sid, no? Itong tournament ng Asia Cup, kasama ba yung mga naturalized players kaya ng basketball? Pwede bang kumuha ng mga imported tapos gagawin nilang naturalized? At pangalawang question ko, yung tungkol naman sa World Cup, saan gagawin itong World Cup? At how many countries? At alam ko, 3 yung sasali galing Asia Cup. Pero saan gagawin at gaano kalawak yung field of competition? So, yung dalawang question ko kay Coach Sim.
Yung sa po sa mga national yung mga Phil-Am po, pwede naman po silang maglaro. Like nung nakarang taon yung Bluegirls po natin is kumuha po sila ng mga Phil-Ams na sinama sa team. Pero sa amin po sa Blue Boys is puro local po ang sinama po natin dito. At saka yung sa World Cup naman po, may dalawang pinapipilian pa po. Either Czech Republic or Canada, Alberta, Canada. Saka ang po dito is 18 players. Tapos hatiin niya sa 3, bali 6-6. Tapos top 2 dun sa 6 is mag-qualified sa pinaka-final ng World Cup.
Okay, ako kay Coach. Coach, iba ang pitch ng softball, underhand, di ba?
Yes.
Gaano ka-critical? Mas maiksi ang diamond sa softball 60 feet compared sa 90 feet ng baseball, gaano ka-critical yung pitcher at ano ang status ng pitching natin sa ating World Cup team?
Yun nga po ang win-work out natin ngayon kasi doon po tayo medyo nagka-problema sa pitching staff po natin. So, kasi ang mga pitcher po ngayon ng like Singapore is nasa average po ng speed ng mga pitchers nila is nasa 127 to 130 km per hour. Same with Japan. So yung nasa atin is nasa pa lang po, nasa 115 or 117. So yun po ang i-work out natin para makasabay po tayo sa World Cup caliber pitchers. Yun ang kasi may 1 year pa po tayong preparation bago mag-World Cup. So medyo mahaba-haba po yan. Yun po ang need nating improve dun sa pitching staff natin.
So yung hitting hindi problema, yung pitching.
Yes. Yes.
Apple and Kinito.
Ako gusto ko lang i-correct, no? Si Justin Rosales pala yung kasama natin, not si Ian Mercado. Sorry about that, Justin. And si Julius din yung kasama natin as well. Ako, ang tanong ko, kailan ba ang World Cup? Kailan magsisimula ang preparations? May tournament ba tayong sasalihan before the World Cup to help us prepare even more? Coach or anyone?
Actually, magpahinga lang po ang mga bata ng 1 week. Then balik na po kami ng field next week. Monday, start na po kami ng conditioning training namin, weight training, para mas mahaba kasi ang preparation, mas maganda ho.
Okay.
At yung World Cup, kailan gagawin yon?
Kailan?
2024, 2025?
Next year po, 2024, wala pa po
Okay.
silang announcement ng final date po
Okay.
sa ano po.
Pero lang ako iba pa doon na question, baka si Justin pwedeng sumagot. Nakita ko yung mga scores natin, India, nilampaso natin 5-1, Chinese Taipei 7-1. Nagulat ako dun sa score na yun because traditionally yung Chinese Taipei malakas, hindi lang sa softball, kundi sa baseball din.
Yeah.
Pero tinalo natin ng 7-1 which is a very good sign sa development ng ating softball, no? Pero yung Singapore, yun din nakakagulat because mukhang lumalakas ang Singapore. Although we gave them a good fight, 9-5 ang score natin dun sa laro na yun. Justin, sa tingin mo ba, with a little bit more luck or maybe a few more hits, few more breaks, natalo natin in Singapore?
Actually po, nung laban po namin sa Singapore, maganda naman po yung batting namin kaso hindi po siya sunod-sunod na nangyayari. Minsan sa isang inning nakaka one hit or two hits lang po. Hindi po nagkakasunod-sunod. Kaya hirap po tayo makascore. Kasi pati na rin po sa pitcher ng Singapore, talagang nakita po namin yung improvement ng pitchers nila. Yun nga po sabi ni Coach Sig na 124 to 128 kilometer per hour yung bola nila. Kaya medyo nahirapan po kami.
Dean, singit lang ako isang question kay Julius. Ayan, Julius, tama na yung pangalan mo. Hindi natin kasama si Ian. So, Julius, you are a rookie pitcher. Part ka kagad ng ating national team. Kamusta yung experience? Would you describe na intimidate ka ba? Paano ka naka-adjust ng mabilis?
So, this is my second time playing Asia Cup po. So, parang kumbaga nag-gain ko na rin po yung confidence ko from my last Asia Cup. So may mga times din po na kinakabahan syempre sa mga pitch, pero nandun pa rin po yung eager mo na manalo. Tapos yung puso mo na lalabang ka para mag-get nyo po yung goal ng team.
Okay. Coach, last question siguro sa akin. Bukod sa speed, yung bang ball placement ng mga pitcher ng mga kalaban natin ay nag-improve din? Kasi alam mo, ang softball, isa sa pinakamahirap i-control na pitch kasi underhand di ba? Iba, tapos ihahampas mo sa hita mo yung bola bago mo ibitawan, matawa yung pitcher dyan, no? So, nag-improve, yung bang mga areas of improvement ng ibang countries, yung placement at saka yung depensa nila?
Yes po, ang laki po ng improvement po nila, lalo na sa mga pitchers nila. Sa softball po kasi, yun po talaga ang number one na bala mo. Kumbaga, kung may malakas at kontrolado kang pitcher, mataas ang chance mo talaga. Yung sa example na po sa Singapore, ang Singapore po kasi is bago sila sumalang dito sa Asia Cup natin ngayon, is pumunta muna sila ng tatlong tournament abroad ang sinalihan nila. Sumali po sila ng yung sa Amsterdam na tournament, which is andun po yung mga world caliber countries. Then sumali sila ng World Cup 23 under, then sumali sila sa Australia ng tournament ng Australia. That's why nung pagdating nila ng Asia Cup, very confident at saka exposed sila. Yung mga pitcher nila is very high yung confidence kasi galing nga sila doon sa mga malalaking tournament.
Okay. At hindi biro yung Netherlands, mahilig sa softball ang mga Dutch at high level of competition yung mga European countries. We would like to thank our guests for this discussion on softball. We'd like to wish them well pagkatapos ng success nyo doon sa yung place, Kochi? Sa Japan?
Bronze
Hindi mochi, hindi mochi. Kochi.
Hindi. Pag ano yun,
Kochi.
ice cream.
Kochi,
yun,
Japan.
pambira. Okay. So, di ba gininaw yung team? Coach? Hindi naman.
Actually, yung klima doon is parang parehas din po dito sa atin. Medyo mainit.
Okay. Mas master ni Apple yan. Basta Japan ang climate. Alam niya yan. Habang kwento, wag na. Okay. So, sige. maraming salamat sa inyo sa pagdalaw nyo rito sa pag-discuss ng softball. We wish you well in the coming tournaments as well as the World Championship. Siyempre, ang Philippines considered one of the top 10 sa world yan. Walang question yan. Maraming salamat po sa inyong pagdalaw dito sa SEAG Live.
Maraming salamat po.
Thank you po.
Thank you.
Congrats.
Thank you po.
Thank you so much.
Maraming salamat po. Thank you.
Advance po tayo sa ating mga susunod na portions. May trivia question tayo. Hindi ko na babalik kay Japan. Ano lang, kiliti ko lang kayo. Hindi, bumibisita si Apple kasi doon. Okay, at saka ano na susunod? Question, tapos may sports bit tayo.
Correct. Pero i-reveal muna natin yung sagot sa ating first trivia question. Balikan natin yung ating first trivia question kung saan magkakaroon tayong 2 winners of 500 pesos GCash each. So the question is kung saang city sa Japan ginanap ang Men's Softball Asia Cup 2023. And the correct answer is Kochi. Yes, Kochi, Japan.
Malayo ba sa Tokyo yan, Apple?
Nako, hindi ko narinig sa probinsya tong Kochi. Alamin ko, Sir Sel, sa next na po Japan. Pero ito, alamin na natin yung ating second trivia question. We'll have 2 winners again of 500 pesos GCash each. The question is, sino ang most valuable player ng 2023 PBA D-League Aspirants Cup? If you know the correct answer, comment nyo lang yan. Just don't forget our official hashtag SIGLiveLunes 8 p.m. And make sure you have a follower badge and a sharer badge. And at the same time, you're also following all our social media accounts on Facebook, on Instagram, on TikTok, and on YouTube. Now, bago po tayo magpatuloy, ito muna ang ating SIG Sports Bit kung saan i-congratulate natin ang duo nina Johan Gonzalez Chua and James Aranas na nag-champion sa World Cup of Pool sa Spain with their mantra na may dugo tayong mandirigma. Tinalo po nila ang ating Pinoy Q Warriors, ang highly ranked Germany sa score na 11-7. Ang panalo po ni na Johan at James ay 4th championship ng Pilipinas sa prestigious tournament. In 2006 and 2009, sina Efren Bata Reyes at Django Bustamante ang nakakuha ng title. Tapos, sinundan po ito ng panalo ni na Dennis Orcollo and Lee Van Cortesa noong 2013 naman. So, Pilipinas na ang may pinakamaraming titulo sa World Cup of Pool. Naku, masasabi natin.
Congratulations.
Mga Pilipino talaga, world class. There's no doubt about that. So now, to help us answer our trivia question and to discuss more of the PBA D-League's Aspirants Cup, makakasama po natin the head coach or coach of the Eco Oil LaSalle, Coach Gian Nazario, and players Michael Phillips, Josh David, and Kevin Kiambao. Good evening and congratulations, gentlemen.
Good evening. Thank you.
Good evening po. Thank you so much.
Good evening. Thank you
Hi guys.
Oh, game. Apple, first question. Si Kinito bawal magtanong, ha?
Oh.
Bawal magtanong si Kinito Henson. Okay, sige.
Hindi na ako makikita sa video na to. I heard all boys. Mamaya na ako, Sir Seven Dadien.
Oh, sige.
Sir, ikaw na muna
okay,
ang
I'll ask
mag-umpisa.
Coach first. Ako muna. Then Kinito can ask more questions. Coach, kamusta itong tournament na ito? Itong kalaban nyo, marinerong Pilipino at hungry team din ito na kalaban nyo, but you still managed to beat them. How difficult or how easy perhaps was this win in this particular tournament?
Well, first of all po, very challenging sa amin itong pag-join namin sa D-League because it's our first time to showcase our team headed by Coach Topex Robinson. Si Coach Topex kasi has been with the team for I think it's gonna be his 5th month na po with us. So basically we're really learning lang pa rin his system and what he's trying to implement or to put in sa team namin ngayon. So the challenge was there. We played really good teams, NCAA teams, Letran and San Beda, and we were just really happy and masaya kami how our players responded all throughout the tournament.
Okay, Coach. Kevin, andyan ba si Kevin? Kevin, patuloy-tuloy ang improvement.
Hello, good evening po.
Good evening.
Thank you po, thank you.
It's
Good
so
evening
much
po.
fun to watch you play kahit no sa Gilas and now with your DLS team, no? Anong mga areas, huwag mo sasabihin defense, ha? Kasi sagot ka man lagi ng player, improve yung defense. Kung ikaw ay may i-improve din pa sa game mo, kasi ang galing-galing mo na, ano tingin mo dapat mo pang hasain for the coming UAAP season?
First of all, siguro yung confidence, in-game confidence, medyo nawawala pa ako. Pero as of na sa mga sa lahat ng mga pwede ko pang gawin under the system naman namin. So lahat ng tinatakbo, lahat ng points, assists, rebounds, galing sa system naman talaga.
Okay.
So kailangan ko lang siguro is yung mental, yung mindset, kung paano ko i-approach every game.
Okay. Kinita?
Well, unang-una, congratulations to Lasal for winning this championship. Second straight ng Lasal. And Coach Gian, you were talking about picking up the system of Coach Topex, but you've been a head coach even on an interim basis in the past. In the PBA, naging interim head coach ka rin sa Terra Firma, so you've got that experience. But now, with the renewed vibe ng Lasal, how excited were you to be coaching Lasal and in this D-League, especially since ang dami mga sinasalihin na tournament ng Lasal this preseason?
I was really, really excited. At the same time, very thankful for the opportunity and the trust that Coach Topex gave me. I think same goes to all the coaches that we have in the staff. Si Coach Topex has done a really wonderful job of putting us into a situation as a coach where we know we can maximize our potential. And kinausap nga ako ni Coach Topex regarding the D-League if I wanted to handle it. And siguro nga, as you mentioned, I was able to coach with Terra Firma, being aware also of or being familiar with how how coaching in the PBA is. I think helped me, at the same time having wonderful coaches beside me, Coach Caloy Garcia, Coach Monosen, Coach JB Season, and the rest of the coaching staff has really helped me, and very blessed po to have that opportunity.
Well, ako naman, tatanong ko kay Kevin. Unang-una, Kevin, itong libro naghihintay para sa iyo. Ito yung promise ko sa iyo that I will give you this new book. Bibigay ko sa iyo bago kayo lumakad papuntang Nagoya, Japan for your training. But Kevin, pag-usapan natin itong D-League. No? During the eliminations, nanalo yung Sambeda by 3 points on a last second buzzer beater, no? Ni Peter Alfaro. Pero sa finals, hindi nyo talagang pinagbigyan. 2 straight ang ginawa nyo and in a very convincing fashion. No? Ano sa tingin mo yung dahilan kung bakit parang maganda na yung samahan, maganda na yung gelling ng team? Yung bang trust ng isa't isa, nakikita mo na?
First of all, yung trust. Na gano'n naman, nag-result naman siya in PBA League Champions nga. And kita mo nga sa amin na every play, every possession, talagang happy ang birds namin. May magkamali man, next play, yun nga, lagi na sinasabi ni Coach Gian nila Coach Topex, yung next play mentality nga, na positive or negative man yun nangyari sa'yo, kailangan mo talaga mag-move on. And so far, magandang results naman yung pinakita sa amin, and hopefully mas mag-translate pa to coming to UAAP season.
Puntahan naman natin si Josh David. Josh, unang-una, super congratulations, nakakalaro ka for Lasal for the very first time. Tatlong taon ka naghintay and you suffered an ACL injury, tapos nagkaroon ng pandemic. So this is your first season to play for the Green Archers. How excited are you, Josh? At matagal ka naghintay pero ito na ang pagkakataon mo.
Sobrang saya lang po na makabalik na sa court and makatulong po sa mga teammates ko. Pero yun nga lang po, parang gagrab ko lang po yung opportunity na yun na makalaro na UAP, and sana po manalo po kami sa mga games namin.
Well, looking forward to that. And then Michael Phillips. someone who represented the Philippines in the SEA Games. He's got a gold medal in his collection. And Michael, this championship of LaSalle in the D-League, this is the second for the Archers, but your championship in the SEA Games, how big was that in boosting your confidence for the UAAP season up ahead?
Opo, salamat po. Opo, malaking tulong po yun sa amin na we were able to win the gold in Cambodia po. Doon po ako I was able to learn the real meaning of what a team is. We were able to come together in such a short time and really bond together. And yung sinabi ni Kev, andyan naman yung trust sa isa't isa. So that's something that I really want to also see in LaSalle, in our team. And so I think I'm very glad to see the gelling we guys have in the team that I also was able to experience when I was with the Gilas team.
Mabalik ko kay Coach. Coach, almost every UAAP team does this. They train abroad. Ateneo does it. UP does it. Sudbeda does it. Ano ang benefits nitong I'm sure it's the bonding and everything, the guys traveling, the kwentuhan, all boys and all that. But what from the coach's perspective, ano ang advantage at blessing of having the team together in a different context?
Yeah, aside nga po from what you said, the bonding, I think what we're like last year we were able to go to Japan. And what I learned from Japan is yung discipline ng mga players. As a coach po, no, nakita ko yung disiplina ng mga players nila prior to playing, yung pre-game nila, yung how disciplined they are on their warm-ups, how disciplined they are during timeouts, and how disciplined they are after the game. Yung pag-ayos nila ng mga upuan, yung pag-ano. So, it really tells a lot of their discipline. And it's something that, our players and me as a coach, nakikita namin yun eh. And something that we can, something that we can do, hindi ko naman po sinasabi na gagayahin namin, pero something that we can, put at our top of our heads na, pwede pala tayo maging ganun kadisiplinado. I think being exposed to a different culture will help a team a lot in preparation also into our UAAP this coming season.
Okay, Kinito, ikaw, baka meron ka pa.
Yes, meron akong one question for each of the three players, no? But this question is not about themselves. It's about their teammates. So, ang itatanong ko una-una kay Kevin. Kevin, ano masasabi mo sa teammate mo na si Mark Nonoy?
First of all, si Mark is a good teammate outside the court, good friend outside the court, and sa loob ng court parang parang bubuyog eh. Kung saan tumatakbo eh. So, overall si Mark, good friend and good teammate.
Okay. Josh naman, itatanong ko sa iyo. What can you say about Evan Nelly? Okay, nagpapalit-palita kayo as point guard. Anong masasabi mo tungkol kay Evan? This is going to be his last year playing for LaSalle. Josh.
Evan, sir, yung pagiging mentor niya siguro sa mga bagong point guard na dumadating, na kung paano nila guide, kung saan yung mga pwesto ganito pag sa mga laro, and sa rin po sa akin yung confidence niya po. Kumbaga, kahit nag-mintis na po siya, tumitira pa rin po siya para mabalik lang po yung confidence.
At si Mike naman, itatanong ko sa iyo, ano masasabi mo tungkol sa kapalit-palitan mo si Bright Nuangco? Hindi po si Bright Coangco yan, Bright Nuangco.
Opo, si Bright Nuangco po, he's a great teammate. Something that a jokester off the court, pero pagdating sa loob ng court, hilimaw po. And so he's very made a lot of improvements. Masaya ko sa mga improvements niya. I know how hard he works, and he has a long way to go with us. And he's just a very good guy and a heart of the team.
Okay. Remind natin na si Kevin Kiambao ang most valuable player nitong PBA D-League Aspirants Cup. Coach Gian, looking ahead to the UAAP season, iba ang pressure ng UAAP games, iba pag nandiyan ay magugulong alumni, yung mga eskwelahan natin, nagsisigawan, lahat marunong. What are the lessons that the team brings from this Aspirants Cup straight into the challenging UAAP season?
We would always tell the players to learn how to embrace hard. Matuto kami, masanay kami na merong mahirap na sitwasyon na ibinibigay sa amin, so that once we get comfortable sa mahirap, once we learn how to embrace hard, I think pagdating na po ng UAAP, we'll be able to perform better, we'll be able to to silence the noise and focus more on sa amin more than who we're playing against, or focus more kahit gaano pa kalaki yung crowd. I think that's one thing that we really have to learn from. And I think this D-League, natutunan po namin yun during the finals, because again, like what I mentioned earlier, San Beda is a really good team. At the same time, they have the support of the Mariners. Nasa likod parate yung team, yung mga yung supporters ng Marinerong Pilipino. So their crowd was really good and helping their team out during the games. And kailangan namin ma-survive yun, lalo na pag nagkakaroon ng San Beda. And something that we really learned from during this championship stint of ours.
Okay. Hindi na ba pwedeng maging head coach si coach sa PBA? Masarap siyang interviewin.
Talaga.
Hindi predictable ang mga sagot niya. No? Masarap siyang kapanayamin.
Always very accessible.
Yeah, thank you so much.
Accessible but also knowledgeable.
Oh naman, wala naman.
Thank you po.
Yan.
We'd like to thank our champions of the PBA D-League Aspirants Cup, our MVP, Kevin Kiambao. And Apple, adya ka pa ba? Ikaw?
Yes.
I-thank you muna yung ating mga guests.
Thank you very much, and again, congratulations muli sa ating back-to-back champions for the PBA D-League Aspirants Cup, ang Eco Oil Lasal. So now, oras na para i-reveal na natin yung answer to our trivia question. Balikan natin. We asked kung sino ang most valuable player ng 2023 PBA D-League Aspirants Cup, and the answer is one of our guests, of course, si Kevin Kiambao. Ayan. For sure, maraming nakatama dito, pero mamaya natin aalamin kung sino yung mga winners natin.
Okay.
Again, we want to thank Lasal.
Yeah, thank our guests for this portion. Maraming salamat sa inyong
Coach
pagdala.
Topex, thank you very much making this arrangement, and also Coach Gian for inviting our guests, Kevin, Michael, and Josh. Congratulations, and we'll see you again.
Okay. Sige.
Ang abangan natin, makaka-tripit ba sila next year? What do you think, Dean?
Huwag mo pa umpisahan yan. Huwag mo pa umpisahan yan.
Hindi ng D-League ang pag-uusapan natin. Kung tatanong natin sina Kevin, Michael, at saka si Josh, at saka yung buong team. Hindi lang yung D-League ang pag-uusapan. Di ba, Sir?
Oo naman.
Yung UAP, pwede din natin pag-usapan yan.
Sige. Next
Sige na
time
yan.
natin sila i-guess, UAP na ang tatalakayin.
Ito, bago muna natin ipakilala yung ating next guest for the next sport that we'll be talking about, SEAG Sportsbet muna tayo, kung saan there's another huge victory that we have to celebrate, because we have our first Filipino athlete for the Paris 2024 Olympics. Nako, guest lang natin siya dito last episode. Yan ay walang iba kundi ang ating ace pole vaulter na si EJ Obiena. Nako, napakagaling talaga ni EJ. He won silver in the competition with his 5.82 meter record. And si EJ at ang number 1 na si Armand Duplantis of Sweden ang unang dalawang pole vaulters na nag-qualify sa Olympics. So again, congratulations, EJ!
Okay.
So now, Sir Sev, bago ko ipakilala yung guest natin, totoo na to, trivia question number 3 muna tayo. Alam ko yung
Teka, ako magbabasa kasi hindi ka pwedeng magsalita rito eh. Okay.
Nako,
Teka muna, ako muna. Ano ang personal best time ni SEAG Live host Apple David sa round 1 ng Toyota Vios Cup? Again? Ikaw na. Yung usual mo sinasabi. Yung hashtag, yung mga ano.
Okay. Again, mamaya malalaman yung correct answer dyan. Huwag niyo kakalimutan ang ating hashtag SIGLiveLunes 8 p.m. to have a share badge, a follower badge, and napaka-importante, sumubaybay po kayo sa ating mga social media pages. Marami kaming updates dyan about our athletes, our different tournaments, Facebook, Instagram, YouTube, and on TikTok. Now, let me introduce our next guest. Hindi ako kasama sa guest. Mag-host pa rin naman ako. But kakatapos nga lang po ng leg 1 ng Toyota Gazoo Racing Vios Cup 2023. It happened at the Clark International Speedway last Saturday and makakasama natin a car driver and our race director, Milo Rivera, and beauty queen and autocross racer, my colleague as well, Miss Carla Lizardo Sulit. Magandang gabi sa inyo.
Hello.
And welcome to SEAG Live.
Okay, I will start.
Magandang
Now,
gabi.
okay, it's Milo, no? Tama bang pagkasabi?
Yes, Sir Sev, it's
Okay.
Milo.
Milo, no? People may not know this. I was involved in the Toyota Vios Cup in 2019. Tayo, Apple, magkakasama tayo noong 2019. This is, of course, a one-make, a single car. The Vios is the car. Tell us why this race is unique and why it's challenging for both professional and not so professional drivers in this competition.
I guess it's unique today because it's the only motorsport event in the country of its kind in terms of reach. Napakalaking event ito as far as local motorsports is concerned. You see new up-and-coming drivers making their names in the motorsport scene, as well as celebrities and other, actually sa totoo lang, kahit sino kayang sumali sa race na ito. And I think that's also one of the goals of the Toyota Vios Cup, is bringing a lot more people together in making this race much bigger, making this sport much bigger rather, and telling everybody na everybody can race. Lalo na I'm sure si Apple and si Carla nag-enjoy last weekend. Maraming mga pakulo yung karera, maraming mga drama at maraming challenges na kinailangan nilang i-overcome, and it's what adds entertainment and fun to the event itself.
Okay, just for the benefit of our viewers and listeners, we have to understand that the cars cannot be souped up excessively. May certain parameters yan, no? Unlike Formula 1, unlike other races, the Vios car is set to certain parameters, Milo.
Yeah. What's also nice about the Vios Cup is that parehong pareho, lahat ng mga gamit nila, lahat ng mga kotse nila. So it all boils down to the driver's skill and how they get to set it up to optimum conditions given mga challenges, track conditions, yung temperature. But to keep things more simple, lahat sila ideally pare-pareho. And doon talaga lumalabas yung pag-maximize ng driver. And I also think it's good training for them if they want to move up to higher levels of racing with faster cars or with more complicated equipment nga ho, kumbaga.
Exactly. And they all start at the same grid actually yan, di ba?
Yes.
Apple, kayo magkwentuhan ni Carla. Nakasmile lang si Carla dyan.
Yes. Ako magtatanong kay Carla, pero just for the information of our viewers, sa Vios Cup, there are two events, the circuit and the autocross. Baka sinisip nila, nag-circuit na rin kami ni Carla. The circuit is yung tulad sa F1, yung 12 laps, if I'm not mistaken. Tama ba, Milo? And then the autocross is the one na parang obstacle.
Yeah.
Doon kami nagpa-participate ni Carla. So, Carla, for the past 2 years, you were competing sa promotional class, kung saan ako this year, but you are already promoted to the sporting class. How is the competition different, and how are you enjoying it so far, and what made you come back for year 3?
Actually, ng year 1, I really fell in love with it. I caught the racing bug. And sabi ko talaga, as long as I will be invited back to the Toyota Vios Cup, gagawin ko talaga, and I will really take the opportunity to become a better racer. And luckily, na-promote na nga ako from promotional to sporting. It took me 3 years, pero nandito na tayo. And it's been a very challenging experience because alam niyo naman na super competitive kong tao. pero ang hirap talaga ng competition now because the racers that I'm competing against in the sporting autocross class are also experienced. Nakalaban na sila in the past years. So it really takes a lot of focus and a lot of practice to be able to keep up with them. Their skill is already there. Ang bibilis nila. Sa practice pa lang, it's already really intense. So hopefully I can still make my presence felt sa sporting class, and I just want to keep improving.
Okay, before Kinito asks Milo, no, we just like to remind the viewers also that the racers, regardless of skill, lalo na yung mga celebrities, do get coaching, ha? They do get coaches to guide them to learn how to do. Hindi biro yung under na lang, ano? Hindi pwede yun.
A lot of people may think racing or motorsports at that is as simple as starting your engines and driving as fast as you can. There are actually a lot of factors involved with it, and luckily for sina Carla and Apple and all the other participants of the Vios Cup, meron talagang nagte-train sa kanila, meron tumutulong sa kanila. Kasi what we also want to impart through the Vios Cup and its race events is that the way we drive as race car drivers is something we should apply on the roads. Hindi yung kakasgas tayo ng walang pakialam sa kalsada. It's more of us being able to know the limits of our cars, the limits of ourselves, and be able to apply those limitations plus the skills we've honed to be safer drivers on the road. Kasi alam nga natin hanggang saan talaga kaya ng kotse natin at mga sarili natin.
Okay, Kinito, ikaw naman.
Milo, just I hope you pardon this beginner's question. I know very little or practically nothing about the Vios Cup, but can you please enlighten maybe many of our viewers as well? When a driver goes to the track, are the cars provided? How many cars are actually there? And so what kind of, let's say, does Apple, does Carla have a choice of which car to drive, or is the car assigned to them? What are the mechanics involved?
Well, as Carla mentioned a while ago, Apple and Carla mentioned a while ago, there are two main events for the Vios Cup. It's the Autocross Challenge and the circuit races. The Autocross Challenge, race course lang siya, parang obstacle course na pabilisan sila ng oras. And the cars are provided for them. Arrive and drive lang ho sila kumbaga. So it's really a factor of driver skill and confidence, I would say. Because it's also a good platform for them to start. Low speed, technical maneuvering is a good foundation for them to move up, hopefully, to the next level, which is the circuit races or yung sa racetrack nga ho, like what we see in Formula 1. Once we get to that level, most of the cars there are actually yours. You purchase your own Vios Cup race car from Toyota Motor Philippines. And there are also some teams that provide race cars for you. Parang arrive and drive din. But yung setup, let's say, so minsan may mga private teams or actually Toyota dealers themselves that put up a racing team to compete in the Vios Cup. Sometimes the cars are theirs and they're left for you to drive them or to race for them. Pero yung iba ho, bibili ng sarili nilang auto, ng sarili nilang race car, and dadalhin doon.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. But what about those nice suits that I saw Apple and Carla wearing? Are those suits provided, or ang gaganda ng mga suits nila para talaga mga model?
Kaya ako, actually, minsan nakikita ko, paglabas pa lang ng hotel, suot na ho nila. Kaya excited na dumating sa racetrack.
The moment that I get the suit when I arrive at the track, hindi ko na talaga yan tatanggalin. It makes you feel extra legit as a racer.
But mainit yan confined space yan Yung Vios is not exactly malaki kahit naman ng Formula 1 it's a very tight space and it's custom designed for the races hindi yung ordinaryong Vios na sinasakyan natin. Apple, ano yung time mo? 47.1. Ano nakain mo at sumali ka rito?
No, ako, again, nung last mentioned, I got to host the Vios Cup back in 2019. And then, nung tinanong ako, do I want to compete? Syempre, oo. The competitive spirit in me, yes. Kahit hindi ko pa alam paano ko paandarin, paano ko iikutan yung mga pylons na yan. Yes, of course. Sabi ko, I came in without expectations. Baon ko lang competitive spirit. So, luckily, the semifinals, I clocked in 47.1 seconds. So, yan yung fastest best time ko. Mukha nang fast sa akin yan. Pero pag tinanong mo si Carla nagpo-42 seconds yan. Malayo. Malayo dun sa akin. Kaya sporting class yan si
Paano
Carla.
naman si Carla? Binabadminton yung kotse. Binabakan. Alam naman natin, si Carla is a UAAP national team level player ng badminton yan. Kaya yung kotse, binabakan lang yun. Ginagano lang yan.
Tanong ko na rin si Carla. Carla, you placed fourth nitong leg 1. Ang maganda dito, Dean and Sir Seb, hindi lang to one time. There are 3 legs.
Okay.
So, may chance bumawi and then a challenge then for yourself to be consistent. So, Carla, the first leg, ano sa tingin mo yung adjustment going to the second leg?
Actually, my competition has always been myself kasi nag-overthink talaga ako when I move on to the semifinals, the final round. So, when I'm overthinking, I feel like I make more mistakes. And of course, when I make mistakes, that leads to penalties and slower times for me. So, right now, I'm already considering really like figuring out how to calm myself down, baka meditation before heading out to the track, to really figure out kung paano ko tatalunin yung overthinking tendencies ko nga. But I feel like kaya ko naman talagang sumabay na sa sporting class. So we'll see in the next round. And of course, I will attend the practices because nakakatulong talaga yon with time improvement and sana makatungtong sa podium ulit.
Nabasa ba kayo sa podium? Pinaliguan ba kayong dalawa sa podium? This is not it's a tradition in the BS Cup, di ba? At the end. Kasi
mababait yung mga batchmates.
kasi nung nag-host ka, Apple, nung may iwas ka, alam kong nagtatago ka nun eh. Pero mukhang hindi ka this time nakalusap. Okay, we'd like to thank Carla and Milo for joining us. And Carla, we miss you so much in our coverages, of course. And Milo, it's nice to learn more about the one-make racing event known as the Wakudoki spirit of the BS Cup. And we hope we can have more of you in our future episodes dropping by here. Thank you for joining us tonight.
Thank you.
Thanks, guys.
Thank you so much. Miss working
And
with you guys.
congratulations.
Thank you.
Carla, so nice to see you again.
So nice to see all of you. Thank you so much.
Okay. So, nasagot natin.
Sandali,
Athlete,
ang
bigyan ka
question
na
ko.
talaga. Apple.
Seb, Apple, ang question ko, ano ba ang premyo niyan? Let's say kung manalo ka ng all 3 legs, bibigyan ka ba ng VIOS?
Nako, how I wish. Baka magbago yung isip nila. Of course, ang price nito, bukod sa bragging rights, we would throw a plaque, of course, with our names, and then some goodies from Toyota. Yan.
Okay, and again, saan na tayo?
Ito na ang trivia question and answer natin for that third one. Balikan lang natin. We asked kung ano nga ba yung naging personal best time ko nung leg 1 nung Toyota Vios Cup. And the correct answer is 47.1 seconds. And hopefully, I do better in leg number 2 on September 9. Yan, may plugging na rin. September 9.
July 9? September 9?
September 9. At the Clark International Speedway. Yes, after 2 months.
Okay, sige, next. Saan na tayo? Sports Week ba? Okay.
Final trivia question muna
okay.
tayo. Let's reveal our final trivia question kung saan 5,000 pesos GCash po ang mapapanalunan dito. Ano ang name ng bagong team na kasali sa PBA 3x3? Kung alam niyo ang sagot, i-type niyo na agad yan. SEAG Live Lunes, 8 p.m. ang hashtag. You need a follower badge, a share badge, and again, final reminder to like and follow us on our social media accounts to be updated. So now, before we introduce our last set of guests sa huling sports bet po natin, ay abangan niyo po ang pinakabagong partnership ng SEAG Network at ng podcast na The Sixth Man, presented by Lunaxi. At para sa unang guest po na yan, pakinggan natin ang veteran Gilas at PBA player and now also playing in the B-League na si Kiefer Ravena. And narito po ang ating teaser basketball story. Let's watch this.
Even in the PBA, I played in the PBA for a combined, 2 years, 3.5 seasons. I couldn't even say na which league is better.
Have you ever reminisced which Gilas moment stuck with you?
Best memory when it comes to Gilas, just putting on that jersey gives you a different sense of pride.
Mag-read ng hate tweets or hate messages. So, nag-filter lang ng dalawa.
Bawasan mo dribble, keep, score more.
Anong masasabi mo dyan? Kasi parang you're in that fine line
From Erwin, Liwanag, Ilagan. Baldog talaga.
Hindi ko gets yun. Ako kasi, hindi ko masyado na pag sabi mong baldog, nagbabasa ka ng comments talaga.
Yun nga, isipin ko nga kung ano bang meron sa akin, bakit ganun na, saan nanggagaling itong lahat?
Thank you to Luna C, Meetup 23, to everybody who made this episode possible, SEAG Network, everybody, ibang klase siya.
Panibagong aabangan na naman yan dito sa SEAG Network. Pero ito na, para sa ating huling talakayan, kamustahin natin ang kakasimula lang today na PBA 3x3 Season 3. Kasama natin Coach Ronnie Magsanok, ang ating National 3x3 Program Director ng Samahang Basketball ng Pilipinas, at ang ating PBA 3x3 Tournament Director, Coach Joey Guanyo. Good evening, gentlemen, and welcome to the show.
Gising ba yung dalawang yan? Gising ba yan? Maaga nag-umpisa araw niyan.
Gula, thanks for having us, sirs.
Okay.
And,
Hi guys.
Okay.
Ronnie.
Unang question kay Coach Ronnie. Mukhang lumipat ang 3x3. We are out of one set of malls. We've now moved to a new set of malls. Sana ba naglaro today ang ating 3x3?
Sa Ayala Mall, Manila Bay tayo, Sir Seb, the Dean. At mas magandang magbigay ng background dyan si Coach Joey dahil sila ng PBA Marketing yung mismong kausap ng Ayala Malls po, sir.
Actually, we transferred nga. We have a new partner, which is Ayala Malls. We're going to play in Ayala Malls, Manila Bay, the Circuit Makati, Trinoma, and Market for our grand finals.
Hindi na kayo nagbagong dalawa, no? Si Magsanok pa rin nagpapasok kay Guanyo, ano? Hindi na kayo nagbago.
Hindi nyo ako inimbito nung nandito yung Lasal para may atenista kasi dito, may taga San Beda pa.
No,
Di ba, Tito?
Don't start. Okay, sige, Apple, ikaw
Huli
muna.
natin itong dalawa,
Yes,
Apple.
Coach Ronnie, meron tayong bagong team, Wilcon Depot 3x3. Kamusta ang kanilang performance kaninang day 1 natin, and what can you say about this new team?
Maayos sila, Apple. Napakalakas na team nito. In fact, kanina sa tatlong laro na ipanalo nilang lahat. Nandito yung mga dating manlalaro ng Platinum. At of course, lalaro rin ng JNT Express na si Keith Datu. Terence Tumalip is there. At si Ael Banal is also there. Si Yutian Andrade is also part of the foreman roster. So I would say, isa to sa mga teams to beat. Pangalan lang ang bago, pero yung mga manlalaro, mga veterano na at saka marunong ng manlalo sa larong 3x3.
Follow up na rin ako, Coach Ronnie, kasi dumadami na lalo yung fans ng 3x3. Sino ba, lagi natin naririnig yung Almon Vosotros, yung mga Joseph Eriobu, pero sino-sino ba yung mga kaabang-abang na players this particular season? May mga bagong pangalan ba tayo?
Mga bagong pangalan, naniniwala ako na yung mga dating hindi masyadong napapansin, sa paulit-ulit at sunod-sunod na paglalaro, gumagaling na sila eh. And as far as the face of the PBA 3x3 continues to be Almon Vosotros, I believe that the likes of Ryan Santos and hopefully Patrick Mattenberg among others, mapapansin ng gusto at mabibigyan ng recognition. And in due time, kung may papanalo nila kung kanilang mga teams na pinaglalaruan. At tinitignan din namin ni Coach Joe yung paglipat ng mga players from one team to the other. It bolsters also the notion na as 3x3 specialists, they will always have a place, a team rather to play for. At napakahalaga nun. Ngayon yung mga bagong manlalaro. Coach Joy, meron ka bang nakita ng mga bagong muka kanina maliban doon sa mga nabanggit ko?
almost yung iba puro veterans, pero yung mga bagong mukha like Terra Firma has overhauled its lineup. Talagang yung anak ni Kenneth Duremdes, di ba? We were talking about him kanina. And two small guards, okay? So actually Terra Firma naman every season niya nagbabago sila ng mga players there. They're trying out new talents siguro for their team also.
Okay. Just quickly before Kinito asks a question. How different, how challenging is 3x3? Sabihin ng average viewer, tatluhan lang naman yan eh. But you coaches know that there are unique skills that are needed to be successful in 3x3 because you both have coached also internationally. Joey, ikaw muna.
Mas mahirap yung 3x3. Nung simula natin, I thought na 3x3, madali nga lang yan and everything. You don't get to run up and down the court. Pero yung speed and yung quickness ng mga players sa 3x3 and how it was made or invented by FIBA, no, in such a way na talagang may enhance yung strength, conditioning ng players. Kakaiba eh. Pag if you go deeply into the 3x3 game, makikita mo how hard it really is to play with the physicality and the quickness and the talent of the other teams. And then I've seen it, especially international competitions. Grabe.
Yung decision making, instantaneous kasi ang bilis ng switch from defense to offense and offense to defense ang quick. Kinito, ikaw naman.
Yung question ko lang, Joey, tungkol sa mga players playing both 3x3 at saka yung sa PBA on tour.
Yeah.
Kasi nagdodoble-doble sila. Yung Hinebra, sina Salcedo, Gomaru, si Ralph Koo, si Aurin, lahat sila nandun sa 3x3. Nandun din sila sa 5x, 5-on-5 natin, no? So, how do we distinguish that? Or is that something that we want to promote?
Actually, we allowed it this conference, no? Kasi wala naman formal conference na bukas ang PBA, ang 5x5 natin. So, we consider everybody as a free agent right now, no? So, pwede naman sa rules natin yan, sa house rules ng 3x3. Habang walang conference ang 5x5, we can go up and down the rosters. Ang maganda lang dito, you get to try out new players, new faces, like sila Fajardo ng Cavitex, di ba? Sila Aurin nga. Pero ang nakikita ko ngayon, Tito, is parang pagod yung mga players na nasa on tour and at the same time playing in the 3x3. Parang yung sila, mabigat ang mga paa, lalo na kanina nung naglalaro kami. I saw it. And they were really looking at me and telling me, Coach, pagod na kami.
Question naman, Joey, tungkol sa mga rules natin. Meron bang challenge sa 3x3?
Right now, under the last 2 minutes, marami tayong reviewables. Okay. But challenge, wala pa. Kasi we're waiting for the 48th season to start. Then we apply it after the PBA 5x5. Pag naayos na ng competition committee with the coaches, yung gagawin natin mga challenges for that.
Pero sa FIBA 3x3, ito tanong natin kay Coach Ronnie. Meron ba challenge sa FIBA 3x3?
Kakaroon na yan, sir. It's
good.
Eddie, at multiple sports allows the challenge system. Not just promoting yung IRS na tinatawag, but more to help improve. Lalong-lalo na dun sa dulo ng mga laro, it would help protect the integrity of the game and also help out the game officials.
Coach Ronnie, just want to ask you about the situation in FIBA for 3x3, no? Kasi meron tayong Chooks to Go 3x3 that's also promoting this game. We have PBA 3x3, we have SPP 3x3. Is SPP in competition with Chooks to Go? And is there a way that they can both be meshed so that the ranking points of all the players in both leagues can be considered for the Philippines as a whole? Ano ba ang situation doon?
The ranking points of all the 3x3 competitions in the country, sir, lahat yan diretso sa Pilipinas na federation points. So, kung ano man yung competition all over the country, lahat yan pumupunta sa Pilipinas. However, there is such an article or a rule in the FIBA that says yung top X amount of players lamang ang magiging basahan eventually pagdating sa Olympic cutoff. But we talk about overall overall contribution ng points, lahat po yan, mapa sa men's, mapa sa women's, mapa sa under 21, mapa sa under 18, because there are different categories in the brand of 3x3. And all this, pag sino matotal, pumupunta sa puntos para sa Pilipinas.
Ano naman yung World Masters Tour? Is that something that SBP also gets involved in o hindi?
This is a club competition, sir. That is different.
Okay.
This is something that at least two ways that you can enter. One is to host it, which majority of those who have already or are already playing have done. Because once you do, you invest an extensive amount of money. And therefore, meron kang pagkakataon na lumaro sa tour for one whole year. And eventually, when you do that, parang tuloy-tuloy na yan, but the investment will continue. So, number two is you try to qualify for the lower tier competitions, and eventually, when you start winning and are able to compete, nagko-qualify ka dun sa mga World Tour competitions. But it's not easy because kabuhayan ito ng mga manlalaro na who also dabble into the national team but really uses this as a means of livelihood because of the prize money involved sa mga World Tour competition. Sobrang laking premyo po yan, sir.
Okay. Joey, a lot of people misunderstand 3x3 na dahil Pinoy tayo. Tatluhan lang yan. Tatatalo pa naman ng Pilipino dyan. I think people don't understand that it is not as easy as it looks, no? If we were to form a team ng 3x3, ideally, anong composition? Isang malaki, isang shooter? How would you form a team to be competitive regardless of level?
Actually, yan ang topic na kaming mag-roommate nitong aking kumpare. Kung ano talaga ang best way to form a team. And both of us conclude that dapat pare-parehong height. Halimbawa kung 6'4", puro 6'4", 6'5", puro 6'5". Who can play multiple roles in a basketball game? Kasi mahirap din yung kukuha ka isang pagkalaki-laki tapos wala ka lang mobility. O kukuha ka naman ng saksakan na liit, mabilis nga, pero napopostehan naman. Kasi ang ano sa 3x3, sa tagal mo na maglalaro, nasa-scout ka na sobra ng kalaban mo eh.
Oo.
Lantaran yung weakness mo, lantaran din yung strengths mo, and every game, talagang ikokontrahin at kukontrahin nila dyan eh. Ang maganda sa 3x3, ganun eh, kontrahan na kontrahan. Puro mga pilosopo kasi mga player ng 3x3.
Yes, na isang tanong, Coach Ronnie, with some of the PBA 3x3 teams winning in international competitions and even qualifying to world meets, what are your thoughts about the PBA 3x3 teams or players being the official pool for Gilas Men's 3x3?
Can you repeat the question, Apple? You're talking about players for seeing action sa international competitions, and then?
Yes. Since Sir Coach Ronnie, like yung ibang teams natin sa 3x3, sinasabak natin, just to cite some example, yung Limitless, they won bronze medal in the 31st SEA Games. Ang TNT, 4th place FIBA 3x3 Asia Cup in 2022. Itong mga team-based na nanalo na sila in international competitions. Your thoughts about PBA 3x3 players being the official pool for the Gilas Men's 3x3?
They are really the ones that poses the national pool for the recent past na national team competitions. And this is also one of the main reasons why the PBA board, together with the PBA commissioner and the SBP president, collaborated to build the PBA 3x3. Para eventually, the pool of players will just come from the demography of the PBA 3x3. But more importantly, you build 3x3 specialists. And I think we have seen this in the last 2 years. Mga malalaro ng PBA 3x3 representing the country. We talked about Limitless earlier. This was the most dominant team before when the PBA 3x3 started. So they kept winning, and one of the things that they won was the grand finals. And eventually, they represented the country as a team. Kasi not just because they won, but because they were the top players, especially with the BGR playing for them, si Brandon Ganuelas Rosser. But they were able to bring home the bronze. So we recalibrated and built a national pool. So doon naman pinili, wherein the top 8 to 10 players were called in, tapos hinimay, pinili. At yun yung mga malalarong naglaro naman para sa FIBA Asia Cup last year. Ganon din yung ginawang template para sa FIBA Asia Cup of this year. At doon din naman ang pinagmulan ng Southeast Asian Games for 2023 sa Cambodia. So instead of a whole team, the best team possible from a 10-man national pool, doon pumili sila Coach Lester De Rosario and the rest of the coaching staff handling the national team.
Coach, in your honest evaluation, nasa na tayo? Because relatively new ang 3x3 dito sa Pilipinas. Nasa na tayo when it comes to talent, yung progress and development ng 3x3 players natin pagdating sa international competitions?
I'd like to believe that we have made major strides already. Pag kailangan natin ng manlalaro, madali nang kumuha, hasa na. The training will always be a challenge, but more importantly, nandyan na sila. Hindi ka na maghahanap, hindi ka na mangangap pa. At sandaling-sandali lang para, kumbaga, ready to play anytime. And I'd also like to believe that we are a competitive unit already in Southeast Asia, one. Number two, hopefully we'll be a more competitive country pagdating sa Asia kasi sa parating lamang na Asian Games, it's for the Olympics of Asia. So dito pa lang ni-level, medyo mabigat na dahil nandyan na ang Korea, nandyan na ang China, nandyan na yung Western Asian countries na malalaki. So it's a totally...
Can I just ask a question, blast from the past, before Kinito asks the last question? If Paras, Magsanok, and Guanyo played 3x3 today, how would they fare? Guanyo, please answer. Joey.
Tawit ng dila. Well, actually, no? Okay naman. Kasi one of the components nga ng 3x3 team is the gelling. That's very important. That's why Talking Tex is very, very successful. I believe that they kept the core of the team through all these conferences, these seasons. So I think that's one very important component nga, yung camaraderie and if you get yung gelling nga nung team na yan, we all know naman kaming tatlo tatlong itlog kaming tatlo eh. Kaya
okay, we should do a Legends in the next All-Star game na 3x3. Kinito, final question sa'yo.
Yung final question ko lang kay Joey, no? How is the evaluation of the PBA board regarding 3x3? Are they happy with the progress? Because from season 1, we had 13 teams, tapos naging 12 sa season 2. Tapos yun, season 3, we're down to 11. So, does this mean that there is diminishing interest? Or hindi naman?
Siguro probably it's because of the time lang, yung time frame nung ginagawa natin dito. Kasi right now it's the World Cup, 'di ba? Tapos matagal pa yung PBA, a lot of players are on the tour. At the same time, marami rin mga players na mga PBA teams na nagpapahinga. So, yun muna inaasikaso nila, how to build their 5x5 team. So, marami ring hindi nakasali. Tapos when it comes to the guest teams, no, nag-beg off nga yung JNT and Platinum, but they've promised us that they're going to consider it in the second conference. Siguro baka yung World Cup lang kasi very anticipated lang nila. Kaya ganun.
Okay. We would like to thank our excellent former players and now coaches and 3x3 organizers and administrators, Coach Ronnie Magsanok and Joey Guanyo, who we always refer to and consult about our officiating. Always the delightful comments from Joey Guanyo are something to look forward to at Inares and in our other venues. Thank you, and thank you for sharing your time and your expertise. Maraming salamat, Ronnie.
Anytime, sirs.
Thank
you, Apple.
Thank you. Thanks, Ronnie. Thanks, Joey.
Bye-bye.
See you again.
Sige, Apple, bring us home with the last things we have to do.
Yes, okay. Final trivia answer na tayo. So, ang huling katanungan natin is, ano yung name ng bagong team na kasali sa PBA 3x3? The correct answer is Wilcon Depot 3x3. Abangan natin kung makaka-podium finish pa sila agad dito sa ating first season nila with the PBA 3x3. So ito na, ready na ang ating mga winners for all the trivia questions. Ipapakita po natin yan on the screen right now. And if you see your name, all you have to do is to wait for our representative from SEAG Live to reach out to you at kung paano nyo po makukuha yung inyong GCash prizes. Again, congratulations to all the winners at maraming salamat sa inyong walang sawang pag-participate sa ating mga trivia questions.
Okay, diretso mo na sa final message mo for tonight.
Okay, final message for tonight with a lot of our national teams competing and yung si EJ sa Olympics, the Blue Boys, and even other teams, ang 3x3 tulad ng sabi ni Coach Ronnie, talagang nakakasabay na tayo even in international competitions. Lalo lang akong na-amaze na hindi lang sa isang sport tayo magaling, parang lalo pa natin napapatunayan habang tumatagal na sa maraming iba't ibang sport, world class talaga ang talento ng Pilipino. And for sure, kung ako, not an athlete, na i-inspire sa ganito na ako din, I think kaya ko din to compete in different sports and excel and challenge myself to do more. Nakaka-inspire itong mga atleta natin talaga.
Kunwari ka pa, nag-basketball, ano ka na sa basketball, may racing ka na, what's next? For Apple David, Athlete of the Year na ang susunod. Kinito, party job.
Well, again, thank you very much to all those who enjoyed this episode and to all those who made this show possible. Especially yung guests natin because ang dami nilang na-share na kwento that we all learned from 3x3, si Ronnie, si Joey, and then our LaSalle basketball team. By the way, LaSalle also won the 3x3 championship sa men's division ng UAAP this season. And then our budding racers, si Carla at saka si Apple, just to be able to see them compete in a sport that they enjoy, that they love, that they want to be able to share with the public, that's really great. Tapos yung ating Blue Boys, I fail to ask them why they're called the Blue Boys when they can be called the Green Boys or the Red Boys. But anyway, that'll be for another story. But maraming salamat sa inyo lahat for being with us on SEAG Live.
Wala namang may kasalanan kasi nung araw, si Governor Rodriguez ng Marikina kasi puro blue yung uniforme nila, kaya blue. Tsaka yung kanlubang roots nila kasi, di ba? Sugar Barons, yun ang roots niyan eh. Nahalata tuloy yung edad ko. Okay, in behalf of our Dean, Kinito Henson, and Apo David, who just is our Athlete of the Year. Bigyan natin siya ng prize at the end of the season. Yung kanyang Athlete of the Year for all her athletic achievements this year. But the big achievement is for you to be here with us every 2 weeks in here sharing stories about our Filipino athletes. They will succeed and they will fail at times, but every story is important and we will tell them here in SEAG Live. Good night.